what we will be having is, first there will be one administrator who do these like installations and creating the projects, that kind of thing. And then so we'll have test leads, we'll have the senior testing leads, we'll have testing. Okay, these are the roles that we, roles, right? Why we define the roles? Because I don't give access to like all the access to everyone. I want to restrict the access to someone. Let's say, for example, someone has to only see the test cases. Someone only has the provision to write the test cases, execute the test cases, see the results, reports. Okay, and someone needs to create the test plans. Someone needs to create the project. Someone needs to create the some other things. Okay, so we have certain levels of permissions. We can term it as a roles. In testing also we will have some kind of roles there. Okay, so probably if you are using testing, you will get the testing roles only. So leads, no need, like you don't get the lead roles. So launch the bitmapping. Whenever you see stack, it's a combination of multiple things. Okay, so see here you have PHP application and you have the MySQL database. So this combination will be called it as a stack. So both MySQL and web server is running. So web server is to host this one. Okay. So whenever you say Testlink, generally it will be localhost 80 Testlink. It will not be 85 for you because the port that we install that server is 85. Okay. This is the local like home page for the test. So you should have the permission, right? Let's say for example, in my organization, I am the administrator. So I install the Testlink and I am going to create the users. Let's say Babu, Raju. So once I create the users and I give the permissions also, like he is the senior tester, he is this tester, and he is the Testlink kind of thing. And then I'll send it. I'll pass on the credentials along with the user like URL. Okay. So once they get the credentials, they can log in and they can start writing the test cases on their projects, assigned to projects. Okay, fine. So I am the administrator, right? So what is the credentials for that? Can you tell me? Yeah, I have to log in, right? So I should have some credentials. What are the credentials? Whatever we give while we install. That is Gmail, that is configuration. Gmail, to contact the Gmail, like we gave that credentials. That is not the credentials. Like I said, remember one name like user, that is user, and you gave the password. I gave root, right? So root 123 is the username and password for this one. So that's why if you don't know that, you have to uninstall these things and then install it again. This is the test link, and you can see this is the first time right login. That's why it directly comes to this page to create a new project page. Okay, or else it will normally open the normal. So here you see what is the role for this. Who is the login and what is the role? Okay, so role is the user and admin is the role. Admin can have privileges to create the project. Now I am going to create a project called web app. Let's say local. Okay. So in the description is this is local project. Okay. And there are a lot of things that we don't need right now. Okay. So manki anni teliyalsina avasam ledhu. Edaithe important లేదు. So what do you know, like enable requirement feature. Enhanced features is an advanced features. Okay, enable requirements feature means you can manage your requirements also. Right now we don't need it. So enable testing priority. So what is meant by priority? So priority is like how important that project is. Okay, so or else if it is related to the test cases, there are two things. One is priority and severity. So we are going to get those things. Like in high level, priority is how fast a developer has to fix that test, like bug. Let's say for example, if it is a defect, you raise a defect and how much effective it is. Let's say for example, if you type in a URL, you don't get the page, home page, that means it's nothing. Like you cannot proceed something, right? Then that priority or severity will be like high priority and severity will be the blocker. Like you don't proceed further. So let's say for example, you logged in and you can browse some few things. Whenever you try to log in, like you open the one page and you did some kind of operations on that home page, and if you want to try to log in into the application, then it is throwing an exception like you cannot able to log in. So okay, it is not blocker. The priority is somewhat high, it's a major, and severity will not be blocker, it will be major, like high or else medium kind of thing. Okay, so you have to define this priority and severity. So what is the difference between priority and severity is, priority is like how fast a developer should fix that one, and severity is how effective, like because the defect, like your application is how much affected. Okay, so the effect will be defined in terms of severity, and how fast it has to be fixed defined in terms of priority. Okay, so you still need to get more information about those two things. We'll see that later. And then enable testing priority is which test case has to execute first, which test case has to execute next. So that will be defined by using testing priority. Okay, and then enable test automation. So let's say there is one feature. What is the feature is, whenever let's say you have 100 test cases written in the automation in your code. Okay, whenever you executed it, let's say 70 are passed, 30 are failed. So it automatically comes to this Testlink. Those 70 test cases which are passed, it will be marked as a pass. Failed one will be marked as a fail automatically. You don't need to do anything. So to use that feature, you have to enable this. Okay, so it will be the last result that we are going to discuss, not right now in the video course. Okay, so enable inventory. Inventory means, let's say you have your project is a consists of, let's say, 10 resources, 5 developers and 5 testers. Okay, so you need to have some machines to test, like to deploy the applications and to test it, right? Apart from your test machines, like your normal desktops or laptops, there should be have some servers. Okay, where you have to deploy your application so that everyone within your team can access. So those servers, test machines, we call it as environments or test machines or servers, test servers. We'll use it in different names. Okay, those things we call it as an inventory. Inventory means like what are all the available resources you have. Okay, common machines are there. Okay, so availability, active and public. So active means like it is in working active state, like there is something is going on that project, and public is anyone can see that. I'm going to create it. Please fill out. Yeah, prefix. So if you want to access this program, then it should have a mandatory thing, kind of prefix used for the test case ID. So before test case ID, it will be added. SLK will be added. And one project has been created. So I will go through you these UI ones. Okay. So click on project. Here you can get all the information. Like this is the home page for it. Okay. So right now this is the first day, right? You don't need to remember everything. Okay. So actually you don't need anything, but I'll like go through all these things. Even if you don't remember, just that's fine. Okay. So custom fields. These custom fields will be used when you match your automation results to this test link. Okay, just remember like that. Okay. Issue tracker management. Issue tracker management is, let's say these 30 test cases are failed, right? 30 test cases. For each test case, there will be one defect. Okay. So where we have to create the defect? We have to create in the defect management. Okay. This test link doesn't have the defect management. So there should be one relation between this test link and defect management tool, whatever defect management tool. So that should be configured for you. Okay. So you can click and create, and you can give the issue tracker and what is the configuration we have. It is if it is a Bugzilla, it is Bugzilla, or else it is a Jira, this is Jira. You can use Mantis, Frogbuzz, U-Track. These are all the bug tracking tools. Okay, so Bugzilla, Mantis, Jira. These two are ways. Redmine is okay. Track. Okay, so you can use any of these things and you can configure this one and just save. Then automatically there will be one relation between this one and that one. Okay, so right now we don't have anything, right? Okay. And then test management, test project management. Okay, so this is related to this project. What is this project? Slogan project. So what are all the things that you can do with this project? So you can create assign the users for this project. There are certainly 50 users or 60 users in your organization. You have to assign only 5 users. Okay, you can assign from this here. Okay, you can assign the roles for that user, and then custom fields, like whatever we define here, we can assign it here. Okay, so keyword management is, let's say for example you have 1000 test cases, you want to search the test cases which is comes under one kind of testing that we call it as regression testing. Regression is one kind of testing, so we want to search it. Okay, by using, if you assign these keywords for this particular test case, then you can easily search for that. So these keywords, like where is this? Keyword management will be for the searching, for easy searching. Okay, and then for platform management, just fine. Like platform management is kind of having like which platform it is. Okay, so say it's in a platform kind of OS, which OS you have, which browser, which kind of thing. You can create this project like platforms here. And then, so these are related to the project. Here, this is the important thing. Test specification. Okay, so test specification, where exactly you write the test cases. Okay, so you can see here. Here you can have all the test cases in this folder. You can have all the test cases. Okay, so I will tell you how to write the test cases, how you can see this. But remember, test specification is the place that you can look out for your test cases. So your admin, right, you can see this option, test cases created per user. How many users created, how many test cases. And then there is one thing called, you should know about this test plan. Test plan is a concept that you have to understand. Like what happened was, okay, there is a project. Okay, there is a project. Let's say for this program, what the project is, I want to create, my requirements are, for every student there should be one account. Okay, so we have one administrator, one user accounts. Okay, administrator what he can do, user what he can do. So administrator what he can do is, he can create the users and he can assign the like whenever a user requests for something, he can process that request. Admins can process the request, and then he create the batches. He can able to create the batches, and he able to create the like videos list. Okay, so these are all these things can be done by the administrator. User, what user can do? User request for the account and request for the badge, like add in the badge. Let's say for example, I am one user, I want to add into the badge 14. So he is going to request for that, and if you want to see the one video, he can request to the administrator. So all these things can be done by user. Okay, so these are the three modules that developer want to implement. Like one is the user management. User can be either normal user or admin user. Roles will be different, but user. Okay, and then batches module, and then search module. So if you want to search for the particular user, you can search it. Okay, so that is one functionality. And then we can have documentation or some downloads like module, where students can download the materials. Okay, these are the four modules that developer wants to implement. Okay, first, what the developer wants was, like what the project management team decided was, it has to divide it into two releases. Okay, two releases. First release only users, that means admin users and normal users, and then batch creation and request for the batch. So that will go to the first release, and second release search and document, like download section. Download module and search module will go to the second release. Okay, so what testers will do is, they will write all the test cases for first release, like for the both admins and admin users and normal users and batches. All the things can be written by the testers. And before writing the test cases, what the test lead will create one test plan. He will create one test plan. In the test plan, what it contains was, for this release, for this particular release, out of all the requirements for this release, what are all the scenarios that we have to test it? Okay, what are the scenarios, or what are the functional that we have to test, and what is the scenarios that it comes, and then what is the, how many members that are used, like working on that one, and what are the inventory that we are, like what are all the machines that we are going to use. But with all these data, like when it starts to start, when it has to end, okay, starting time, ending time. So all these things will be prepared in the test plan. Okay, so this is not the test plan. This is not the normal test plan. Okay, so that is the, that can be done by test lead. Okay, so based on that, these test cases have been written. Okay, by mistake, testers has written for the search module also. Okay, so there are 500 test cases. So 400 test cases are related to these admin and user and batches, and 100 test cases are related to search. Okay, you don't need to like test the search right now, right? So out of 500 test cases, this test lead from with respect to Testlink, okay, test lead will pick up some test cases and is going to create a test plan. That is this. So if you this test plan is subset of this total test case. Subset, you know, right? So if you have 500, you'll have only 400 in this test plan. Okay, so you have 400 test cases. Any question? Okay, so you have created one test plan with 400 test cases. Then how many times do you have to execute those 400 test cases? You have to execute a lot of times, because first bill, whenever you got the first bill, you execute all 400 test cases. You report, let's say 30 to 40 defects, and you may fail, like 200 test cases has been failed. Okay, what you have to do next time, that developer will give you another bill. What you have to do, you have to test all 400 test cases and see now how many test cases have been failed. Let's say now it was been failed 100 test cases, 300 yards first. Then you are reported 100 bugs again, and developer fix them, and then it will be 50, and then it will be 40. So how many times it has to be executed? It has to execute lot of times. So what he is going to do is, out of this test plan, he'll create copies of that test plan. Copy 1, copy 2, copy 3, copy 4. So that copy 1, how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed, and information, you will get that information for copy 1. So for build, like next build, you will get the copy 2. And in this copy 2, how many test cases has been passed, how many test cases have been failed, information. So like that, you will have multiple copies. What name and builds. Okay. So just remember the things. You don't get worried. You don't understand the things. You will see again and again. Fine. This is all the things that we have in the project. And if you click on test specification, you will go directly. And one more thing, important thing is user management. Okay. What is user management? Where you can create the users. Okay. So I am going to create one user. I am admin, right? I can create Babu. And username is Babu. Name is Babu. Last name is Babu Suresh. Okay. And then password will be Babu123. Email Babu. If it is proper mail, it will goes like a link will be goes to. See how many roles we have here: test designer, guest, senior tester, tester, admin, leader. Okay, so test designer is like kind of designing test cases. Okay, so he's high level one, and guest doesn't have any permission apart from seeing the test cases. And senior tester will have some kind of roles, and tester will have some lesser roles, and then admin will have complete roles, and leader will have some extra roles. Okay, so let's say for example Babu is a leader. Okay, so he's active, authenticated default. Okay, default DB, that's whatever we created along with it. Okay. So we created one user. I'm going to create another user called Raja, and then and password is Raja123. Email will be and then role will be, let's say, senior tester. Okay. And I'm going to create one more user. And he is having, let's say, guest. Okay, so he's guest. Now, you got the 3 users, right? So I'm going to log in as one of the user, and if you see assign test project roles, you can assign the project also, like specific to this project. Okay, for this Slocum project, Babu is the leader. Okay, so for example, if you have another project and there Babu is not leader, Babu is a simple senior tester, you can assign it to that. Okay, it is specific to project roles. You can assign test plan roles. So there is no test plan till now, so that you cannot assign it with that. Before that, you have to create the test. Let's say I log in as a Babu. I can see what are all the things that we get from the login. Okay, so how can I access that one? Localhost 885/Testlink. Okay, here if you see, you can able to create the user here also. Whenever you create the new user, it will be created. The default role will be guest. Okay, so it will be created as a guest role, and you can see only what you can do is only you can see the. Okay, so Babu. Okay, I'm logged in. And see what is the project that he is assigned to, Slocum, and what are all the information we have here. See here, test project, test specification. You can see custom roles or custom keywords here, No, because you don't have the permission. Okay. So user like test lead can assign the roles. He has the permission of assigning the roles. Okay. So keyword management, platform management, test specifications. What he can do? He can you can see the test cases and you can see the per user. How can see this? He also has the test plan management. I'm going to create a test plan now. Okay, so create. So test plan name should be test plan 1. Okay, so this is basic test plan. Okay, active, public, create. But yeah, this is the test plan, right? So go to this desktop. Whenever you add a test plan, see here what exactly like two more sections have been test execution. So test plan contents. You can add or remove test cases. Just we created the test cases and we need to add the test cases, existing add test cases to the test plan. And then this is a set. Okay, from that set, it can be assigned to the different users. Like there are analogy. Okay, I will tell that later. But test plan contains the test cases. The test cases can be assigned to the different users. The users can execute them in the test plan. Okay. So and then one more thing was build and releases. Okay. From one test plan, what you can do is you can create multiple builds. For each build, one copy of test plan. For each build, one copy of test plan. Okay. So first, before going to this thing, what you have to do? You have to write the test cases. Okay. So to write the test cases, I am logging as a before that I'll log in as a guest. I can see what are all the roles that I have. So I can see the test blinks. I can see the test specifications. Okay, I can write them. So we can restrict these permissions. Oh, Raja senior tester. Then please manage. Okay. Is the guest. What he can do? He can see what is the test reports, like how many I have executed, how many have not executed, and he can browse through test cases. And he cannot write anything. Okay, there is no symbol, right? So he can just see the test cases. That's it. Okay. So you understand it, right? Like what the each role will do. Raja, senior tester. This Raja is going to write more and more test cases. Okay. In order to write the test cases, you should have UI basically. So I am going to get that UI by having this one. Start to traffic management system. Getting bored. Okay, projects. Hospital is the project. This is Eclipse project. So I can import this Eclipse project. Okay. So can I do it? Import. It's not Maven project. It's a general existing project in the workspace. Browse. It is there. Projects. Okay. It's going to be having this one, and I'm going to run it as non-server. It will not work. మనం నార్మల్ గా మంది కావాల్సిన తీసుకోవాలి. Already server is running with the 8080. Okay, fine. Instead of that, I open MRS. We already have that one, right? Open MRS. Something is running on 8080. It's running. Something is running. Okay, fine. It's in native right? Okay. Fine. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you some kind of UI. I'll write some test cases over there. So how I'm going to write it? So I'm log in as a senior tester and go to the test specification, and then I'm going to add one package here. So like you know the word suit, right? What is meant by suit? Suit is a combination of test cases. So I'm going to create a suit here. So the suit will be, let's say, my suit name is login suit. That means all the test cases related to login will be placed into this suit. This suit describes about login. Okay, if I created the keyword called login, I can assign it to this. There is no keyword identified, right? That's why I created a suit. Okay, within this suit, either you can create another suit, or else you can create the test cases. Okay, so if you want to create the test case or suit, you have to click it here, this cogwheel. Okay, so then you can use either you have the suit operations or test case operations. Okay, you can create. Okay, so if I click on this one, you can type it. Whenever you create, like you have to give the username and password. This username, given invalid username and password, user should be login. Should not be logged in. User should not be logged in. That is the scenario. Okay. So summary, you can add something, and precondition is application should be deployed. Application should be deployed, and keywords. Keywords, like if you have any keywords, you can add it to that one. Keywords is for searching. Keywords is for searching and grouping. Right. So that is already written, right? Service unavailable. Okay. Give me 1 second. So here I am going to create the test case. So here see this, what is the status? Draft. That means you are still writing the test cases. What are all the other test status there? Okay. So whenever you complete your test case, writing your test case, you have to assign to the leader to for the review. Leader what he do was he completes your reviews, like he goes through your test cases, say that okay, it is okay, it is okay, and then he approves it, and then you say that this is the final copy of this test case. To get that one, you have to have these statuses. Dropped is the initial one. Ready for review, like it's okay, it's ready for review. Whenever you put a status for ready for review, your leader can automatically pick up all the test cases which is ready for review. Whenever he will reviewing, he state the review in progress, and then if he assigns the rival, that means you have to update. Okay, absolute is like it is not usable. Okay, so obsolete ante pakkana padeyandi. So and then future means it's not for this release, it is a future release, and then finally is like it's okay, it can be, we can work on this one. These are all the statuses. So how much duration, execution duration, like how much time it will be required to execute this particular test case, either manually or automation. I have to give the time, let's say 10, and say I will give the drop, and I am going to create the test. Okay, so this is the, what is this SLK? We gave the project name, right? That is the SLK, and then this is the username, and this is the test case. This test case does not have any steps. It's a plain test case. We have to add the steps. So how we are going to add? By creating steps. Yeah. Okay. So what is the steps he has? Here it is. We have some UI kind of problem. This is a defect basically. Defect in Testlink application. So their tester has to be report as this alignment whenever like hey yeah. Right now I am going to explain how if he finds word well identify cheste ela report chestarante. He is going to give like title will be like whenever create steps alignment like both step actions expected results alignment is not equal. This is the difference. Okay, so steps to reproduce. How is going to reproduce these steps? So create a suit, create a test case, and create a click on create step. Okay, and then you will have step actions area and expected results area, and expected results area and step actions area should be equal. By default, it should be equal. Now it is not equal. So developer will fix it, and if it is not a defect, just told them like okay, you have to extract that one, you have to minimize this one. He is going to like tell those suggestions, but it is not a defect. If it is a defect, he is going to fix it. Okay. Now, yeah, what is this step action? Open MRS URL. What is the expected? Application should be launched. Okay, so and then save. Save means this particular step has been saved, and then second line will be application should be launched. Actually launched. Type username and password. Username and type password should be typed. Okay, so you can add like multiple things in okay line on add just click on submit also. Click on submit. User should it should not be logged in, and what is the error message that we get? Invalid username should be displayed. Okay, save and exit. This is one particular test. Okay, so no, either it can be manual or automation. So this is the test case. You have to execute it either manual or automation. So if it is a manual, what you can do, like you have to type username, password, click on login. Okay, so this exit, this is coming. Okay, fine. So come here, make it pass. If it is automation, you write the automation code, execute it. So if it is successfully executed, then come here and modify it, pass. Okay, fine, right? This is one test case. What we have to do? We have to create one more test case. So how we are going to create one more test case? Create test case operations, and given valid username and password, user should be logged in. Okay, so you have something here, the condition and status, execution time, 10 minutes, and create, and then create step. Okay, so in the create step, it should be you will have a provision that you can use the same things, but here you have to write it. Verify. These words is different to different from one organization to another organization. See these words, like there are already some test cases has been already written, right? So then follow the standards. Okay, and then what is the test case that we have? Type username and password. Click on login or submit. So user should be logged in, and like what should be displayed? Hello. A message should be displayed, and message should be displayed. Okay, so this is one test case. This is sample test case, right? Okay, so I am saving this test case. Okay, why it is coming the third? You should give the save and exit. So you can delete it. Install it. Okay. We got this test case. I am going to create one more test case. Create test case. The test case is go to administration and manage users, add users, and give all the information and create one user. So the test case is create user, create a new user, create a new user. Test case. Okay. So fine. So create step and log into application. User should should be logged in. Okay, so save and then click on administration. User should be redirected to administration page. Administration page. Okay, and then it's a hectic process. Click on user management. User should be redirected to management page. Okay. And then, click on user. I know why manual testing people want to convert it to the automation. To escape all these things. So, user page should be displayed. Okay. Almost కొంచెం terminology language లో difference ఉంటాయి కానీ almost it will be same. Okay, so ఇక్కడ automation లో ఏం నాకు you don't need to write it. You have to see this test case and you have to automate it. So I'm going to tell you. Like, by seeing this test case, what you have to do is you have to write your automation test case and you have to execute it. So that's what you have to do. So user page and in user page, click on next. Next, she's should redirect center. Okay, so fine. Give all the appropriate information and click on save user. You have to be able to create the user. Here they can write 10 test cases. This is one scenario, they can write 10 test cases because if you give the middle name, family name, don't give the gender, give all the remaining, click on save user. It should throw like give the gender. There should be one error called give the gender. So select the gender, don't give the username, click on save, we'll get the so and so error, so and so error. By that they have to write the same test cases again and again and again. Okay. So I am using only the pass-through scenario right now. So give all proper information. So you should not like write like this. Okay. So proper information. Click on yeah, that is also one test case. Give all proper information. Click on save. User should be saved and successful message should be displayed. So now this is the complete test case. Okay, you got this test case. And how many test cases have been done? So for this estimation will be 20 minutes. Okay. Let's say if you want to add any data, like for these files, you need to give some data, right? If you want to provide the data, put it in an Excel sheet and upload it to that. Okay. So someone who else don't know about which data has to be given, you can check that with this Excel sheet. Okay. So fine. That's fine. We have the 3 test cases. That should be fine. Who write it? Senior testers has been writing. Okay. Now I'm going to the data here. Let's refresh it. Test specification. If you see here, how many test cases have been here? 3 test cases. And you can see test cases created by user. So user is Raja. So research now result. Who write the test cases? Raja itself. Okay, created, right? It should be okay, Raja. So date, what is the date now? 39. Okay. What is the time? 0. Okay. Hello, Mani. So we have like, we can search like that, okay? So I think the date that we have to search test cases, you can search the test cases based on the keywords. And now this is the test plan, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the test cases to this test plan. Okay. How test plan contains add remote test cases, and then we have 3 test cases, right? So these 3 test cases can be added individually or can be added like all at the time. Okay. So test plan, add test cases to the test plan. Check, uncheck all the test cases for adding. Okay. So next, add selected. So you will have the version also. Let's say if you modify any test case, this version will be changed to the 2. Okay. So what is this one? Execution order, priority. Or like which one should be executed first. So for each test case, 10 will be increased. Okay, fine. First it will be executed this one. If you want to specify this thing, you can specify like configure pull also. That is all. Okay. Then we added these test cases to the test plan. Now it will become go here. So assign user results here. Okay. So Babu is leader and Mahesh is the guest, right? Now money check. Yeah. What money करता रहेगा? Okay. Yeah. So you can change the roles here. You can change the roles, and here the exact thing, build after this. Okay. First time I got the build. That will be build one. So what is this like, right? So you have an Excel sheet. You write the test cases. You got the build. You update it with yes, fail, pass. Okay. So next time what will happen? In the Excel sheet, the results will be there, right? So instead of doing that, you'll copy that Excel sheet, like you'll name it as build one, and you like modify columns like pass or fail. And then whenever you come next time, it will come build 2. What you are going to do? So you'll create one more copy from the Excel sheet and you update with the results. So that you'll have 2 different copies with the 2 different builds. So if someone asks how many test cases have been failed with the build one, you can able to answer it. Okay. If you maintain single Excel sheet and you updated the one build results to next one, like delete all the results in build 1 and update with the build 2. Delete all the results in the build 2 and update it to build 3. Will you get the results from build 1 by build 2 if you do that? So if you create the copies, you can do that. The same thing here. Like you are creating virtual copies, not the physical copies. So we name it as build. So a build is identified by its title. Each build is related to active tester plan. Description should be included. A build has two attributes: active, open, or closed. Okay. So, but what is the build one? Build name, build one. Okay. This description should contain most probably what are the test cases that has been fixed in the previous build, what are all the functionalities that it is included, and those kind of information has to be there in this build. Okay. So that in future, if you go and see in build 10, what are the test cases that has been fixed or defects has been fixed. If that information kavali ante, if you want to get those information, you can get it from here. Okay. And then release date. What is the release date? Like when this build should be completed by, like everyone will work on the deadlines. Like by end of this day, it has to be completed. By end of this weekend, this has to be completed. So that like when it should be completed, you have to give the name. Let's say by 5th, you should be able to complete this build. Whatever test cases that has been assigned in this build will be completed. Okay. So this is build 1. And now come here. Assign test cases for execution. No problem. Okay. So assign test cases. What I am going to do is, I'm going to click on here. You have some kind of documentation here. Purpose. This page allows the test leaders to assign users to particular test cases within the test plan. Okay. Choose a test case or test suite executions. Select a plan tester. Save the button to submit the assignment. Open execution phase to verify the assignment. Okay. So simple, straightforward. What I mean? Click on the thing. Bulk user assignment. Babu. Like all the test cases will be assigned to the Babu. Or else if you want to assign it a single one, like this has to be assigned to Babu. Okay. This test case has to be assigned to Raja. This test case has to be assigned to. That means one test case will be done by Babu and two test cases will be done by. Okay. So if you click on save, if you click on this one, you will get, it will send the mails also. Like 2 test cases has been assigned to you, 1 test case has been assigned to you, 50 test cases has been assigned to you. Okay. So in general, in interviews, like someone like so how do you get your work? So what is the process that you get your work? Okay. So you can tell like that. We are using Testlink as a test case management tool where we have all the plans were created, builds were created. So for every build, our team leader will assign the test cases from the Testlink so that we will get the mails for what all the test cases that we need to complete by end of that build. Okay, so like that we get the build. Okay, how he tracks? Let's say after one day, like you will have everyday meetings. Okay, so what he is going to do is you have to see that what are all the test cases assigned to you, and you have to test them in the application, and you have to update here. So let's say 50 test cases has been assigned to you. You done 10 test cases in first day. You updated each thing whether it is passed or failed. You updated. Okay. So next day before meeting, like you will have everyday meeting. Okay. So for example, before meeting, what test lead will do? So he comes to the reports. There is a reports functionality also. Here we have this test reports. He will get all the information like which resource executed, how many number of test cases, how many number of test cases pending, how many passed, how many failed, what is the pass percentage, what is the fail percentage, what is the remaining percentage. He will get all the details from reports itself. You don't need to tell them like, okay, I did 10 test cases, I did 50 test cases, these are passed, these are failed. He can get it from there. Okay, managers can get it from there. So that is the use of using these management tools. Okay, fine. Now I assigned it, and I am going to see test execution execute tests. See here. If you see here, if you want to execute it, you can come and execute here. But it was not assigned to you. It was not assigned to you, right? So Babu is later. Babu is assigned to only one build, right? The first one. So you can always assign it to this one, but it's not like if it is assigned to someone else, మీరు రన్ చేయడానికి లేదు అనేది కాదు. You can do it, but it's not always the good thing. Okay. So then test reports and metrics. Okay. If you see here, these are the reports. Test plan report, how many test cases have been passed, failed test cases, block test cases, not run test cases. You can get all the kind of reports from here. So assigned to these one. Nobody has done anything. Okay. So you can export the, like, search the filters. You can export the things to the Excel sheet. Okay. You can export the things. Okay. You can do the things, everything. Okay. Test case assignment overview. Like user Babu has been assigned one, Raja has been assigned one. You can get all the information from this report. Okay. So now I'm going to log in as a senior tester and see. I come here, execute tests. Okay. So execute test. I'll get the tests here. I can see only 2 test cases. Why? Assigned only 2 test cases. So why I can see 3 test cases here, even though if it is assigned only 1 test cases for here, he is the leader, right? That's why you can able to see. So now I'm going to execute. This one is passed, right? Execution note. If you want to update, you can update it. So for each step, you can say that passed, and then everything class passed. If anything is failed, you have to update with the defect ID here. You have to create the defect in the defect management. You have to update it here, and then execution duration 5 minutes. Save execution. Okay, so passed. Save execution. Once the result has been updated from not run, you cannot assign it to the back to the not run. Okay, so and another you cannot set it back to the not run. You still set the results to any other value. From pass to fail to block, you can assign it, but you cannot assign it to the not run. So this is the second one. This has been passed. Which one is passed? This is assigned to Raja. Give valid username and password. User should be logged in. So it has to be passed. Execution time should be 7 minutes. And save execution. Okay. So this thing has been passed. Now what is the other one? This is the create a new user. Okay. New user. Passed. Example, is it passed? This one has been failed. Then what I have to update with? Failed. Okay, it will be take 10 minutes. Okay, you have to defect 1201. Defect number is 1201. Like just random number. You can have red color if it is failed and green color. Now, let's say, what is the version here? Version 1. What is the version? Okay, fine. Now I'm going to come here, see here, failed test cases. If you click on failed test cases, what is the failed test cases? Execution notes. Okay, so and then not run test cases. You'll get one more not run. Why? Because it is assigned to the Babu, is not executed. Okay, fine. Like that you have to see the test case. So everything is divided into like user management, test case management, test plan management, and execution. Okay. So basically you don't need to worry about how to create the test plans, how to create the files, and you just need to know how to execute the test cases, how to write the test cases. You can see the reports. So someone asks you like how do you get the report? Like what? From the Testlink. Where do you update your test cases? From Testlink. Okay, so this is the basic. You understand this thing, right? There are the things like you can see all the test cases here. If you come to specification and come here, you can see this here. You can always see all the test cases. But if you want to execute, so you should have some permission. Huh? Access permissions will take permission later for test case execution. Read change. You can see. So after that, I am going to switch to the okay. So you can check that whether what are the scenarios that login has been failed. For those scenarios, you can make it fail in your administration. You can see the results. So if you want to see the results, you can go. You have to go to the. This is Babu, right? So Babu, Raja. Okay. So in Raja, have test reports. Say failed test cases. You can see the results. Let's say Babu has failed one test case. Okay. Execute tests. Babu failed test. Okay, you can run that. Basically, leaders won't assign the test cases for themselves. Okay, so they create leaders. Okay, save it. Okay, now this is Bob, like Raja, right? This is the tester. Please go and check the failed test case. Okay, you can see the code, whatever failed. Okay, right?
Sir, like one particular test case is being assigned to that person. So the other person, if he's checking or is trying to execute the test case, he won't be able to do it, right?
But he's leader, he can be able to do it.
So that's why you were able to do it from that account, right?
Yes. If he's a leader, he can see this and he can edit it. But fine, right? Now we'll go to the, let's say for example, one test case has been failed. The test case looks like this. I used name here, family name, and okay. So please choose a password that at least 8 characters long. Okay. Basically, even if I give the 8 letters, I am getting this exception. Even if it is 8 letters, I am getting this exception. So this is the application problem. I have to write the defect. How I am going to write it? I am going to show you. Okay. So for that you have to install the Jira, like Jira or Bugzilla, right? So Bugzilla installation in Windows is very difficult and we can't do it. Okay. Even it is installation in the Linux is difficult. So for that, what they do was they gave some online like URL. There you can create the defects. Okay. So for like look and feel, same UI. It will not be saved anywhere, but you can see the things. First I will show it at that time, and then I'm coming back to the Jira and show it. Next. So will be, what is this? Bugzilla, right? Bugzilla should be landfill. Bugzilla's okay. So 4.4 branch. This is how Bugzilla. This is the home page of Bugzilla. So in this also there are a lot of things that you have to know, but like I have to explore. You can create a new account here. Open a new account. So generally, whenever you join in an organization, they will create a account for you and they will give it to you, like username and credentials. I'm going to use product dot. Request for new account has been submitted, and then I'm going to come here, get the confirmation mail. So how do you get this mail? If you configure that Gmails or any mail configuration, then only you can get this kind of mails. Okay, so for this application, they configured it. Okay, if you are on administration of Bugzilla, you have to configure that. But we not. So to continue creating an account, visit the following link by so-and-so time. Request has been done. And real name will be Bharat. Password will be 123. Oh, password is not match. Now it has been created successfully, and I can log in. Right? It's already logged in. Okay. So what you can do is you can do two things. One is you can search for a bug, or you can create a new bug. Now I'm going to create a new bug. Click on this button. Like the important thing you have to know is two things. What is the bug life cycle? Another one is the what is the like what are all the details that you have to give while creating the bug. Okay. So first we will go through the bug life cycle, and then we will come to this one. So basically, like I'll give you all possible cases. In every organization, they should like only mandatory and then the terminology may be different, but the concept is the same. Okay. So first, whenever you identify a bug, you have to create a bug. You have to create a bug. Whenever you create a bug, then it will be in open state. What is this one? Open state. Okay. Once it is in open state, you have to assign it to the developer. Okay. So whenever you assign the developer, it says it would be assigned. These are not mandatory. Okay. So these are not mandatory. Assigned. Whenever it is assigned, then developer has multiple options to do this. Either he says it is not a bug. Okay. Or else he can say it is a bug. But it's already identified, like already reported. It's in a duplicate bug. Okay. No, it is not a bug. It can be the documentation. Like you have to update the documentation. It is a documentation bug. Okay. So like that, you can have multiple options. So first option will be, let's say we agreed upon it is a bug. So we will see that case. It is a bug. Okay. Then it is in state of approval. Okay, he is approved. Whenever he starts working on it, he moved it to the in progress. Approved for in progress. So in progress means he is working on that bug. And then once he completed it, once complete that bug and he completed the code and code is ready to deploy. So he said that it is okay. We can skip that. Whenever he committed and it is available in the var file, then the term will be fixed. What is that? Fixed. So that means whenever you see this fixed, user can tester can take up that bug and on which build it is fixed, and then he can get that build, he deploy it, test it again, and if it is fixed, what he can do is he can have two options. One is he can close it, closed, verify and closed. Let's say verify and closed. This is one option. Or else, if it is not fixed, still if it is getting the same problem, you can always open. Then reopen. What I can say? Reopen. Whenever you can say reopen, either he can agree it or not agree. If it is okay, like developer agrees, okay, this is the defect, then you can follow, he has to follow same thing again and again. Okay, and agrees, not agrees, the debate where it has to be done is there should be one section called comments. Whatever your views, it should be there. Okay, whenever you verify view and closed or verify and closed, on which build you have verified, on which environment you have been verified, on like what you have verified, all the information should be going to the comments. Let's say why? Because after 1 month, 2 months, someone asks you like now they got the same defect. Why you haven't tried this defect previously? If you ask a question, no, I've done it actually. Here the proof. You can show this defect. Okay. On which build it has been fixed. You don't remember if you can't make it as comments. You don't remember on which build you have to. So if you have the comments, okay, you can come and see. Okay, in this build, so and so environment I tested this one. Okay, it's working fine. If you want me to prove it, I can build the same environment again. Like get that build environment, the same environment, and show that this has been fixed at that time. It has been again. It has been not working from some other builds. I don't know. Okay. So for what we need is we need to have solid proof for everything. Okay. So always they are trying to blame someone. So we should not get this scrap code. That is the first factor. Okay. Fine. This is one use case. Whenever you want closed, that should be done. In future, let's say after 2 to 3 builds, you again got this defect. What you can do is just come here. Instead of view and verify and close, just reopen it. You don't need to create it again. A new defect need not to be created. Okay, fine. Let's say this is one use case, right? And one more thing will be you have opened it, and say developer is say that it's not a bug. Say that NAB. Okay, he justifies it is his views in a comments. Okay, if you agreed upon that comment, you have to make the comment. Okay, I'm agree with that, and just after that close it. Open. It is an NAB. Just close it. Okay, if it is a bug, just again open it. We agree upon it comes to assign, verified, kind of. Okay, and then. Yeah. So in the next case, let's say bug is already existed. Okay. What we can say is duplicate.
But we can. Do we have an option to search if the bug is already?
Yeah, we can have this person can search it here. But like still, if you miss it, developer says that it's their bug. Okay, duplicate, close. Sometimes they do it, sometimes you have to do it. depend upon the person, depend upon the process. Okay. So it's not a harm. Even if it is a duplicate, we can do it. Like we can make a copy of it. Like someone asks you like, ఎందుకు చేయలేదు అంటే నేను చేశాను duplicate అన్నారు. I don't know about it. So whenever they say duplicate, they have to give the original ID of that original defect ID in the comments. So can write it. Fine. Once it is, let's say it's not a defect, it's a configuration issue. It should be there in the documentation. Then they move to the documentation defect, and documentation is some other kind of like it is a other team which they create the documents. So they add the document, that's the thing that we write, right? They will add it into the document, and then they move it to the verify. And once we have to verify the document, if it is there, it is satisfied, and then we have to close it. Okay, so like this. And then, for example, you raise a defect, it is okay, it is a defect, but we are not going to fix it in this build. In this build, we are not going to fix it. Okay, so for that we move it to the state called deferred. What is it? Deferred. Deferred for next release. Okay, so next release they are going to do. So these are the major things that we have. Still we miss one or two minor things, that would be fine. So whenever someone asks you how to like what is the bug life cycle, what you have to do is whenever we got the defect, we are going to report in a defect management tool. Then it will be in the open state, it will be assigned to the developer. So developer will say that there we have multiple options. Developer may say that it is a duplicate, then it should have the duplicate ID, like original defect ID, and we can close it. And if say developer is okay, it's a bug, then it will be moved into the assigned state, and then developer will whenever he starts working on it, it will move to the in progress. So from the in progress, once he fixed it, it will move to the fix. So whenever we got the build, we have to verify that defect in that latest build. So if it is fixed, we move it to the verify and close, verified and close. And if it is not fixed, we reopen it. So this is one use case. And sometimes whenever we write the defects, if it is not the valid, like if they say not a bug, okay. Sometimes if they say that this cannot be fixed right now, it will be moved to deferred. It is another state, deferred. Okay. So sometimes it might be the documentation tool, so it moves to the documentation defects. Like that, we'll have that different options. That should be fine. Okay. Any questions here? Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to create new defect. So now, while creating the defect, what are all the information that you have to do? First, you have to give like it is depend upon different these things. What you can say? Defect management tools. Okay, it's based on defect management. All the information, but we can configure it. Like we can conclude to one set. Most probably దాంట్లోనే ఉంటాయి. We cannot go outside of that. Okay. So first thing, we have to specify which product it has to be. Okay, ఈ defect ఏ product లో. Like ఎలా ఉంటుంది అంటే in the companies, let's say take Oracle. So how many business units are there? There are a lot of business units. For each business unit, there will be a lot of projects. For each product, there will be a lot of modules in it. Each modules, there will be a different functionality. For each functionality, there are a lot of test cases. For different test cases, we will have different defects. So we have to categorize everything. So for that, we use product, module. We'll use some other things also. So basically, for the like we need to first give the which category it belongs to. Okay. So here they are saying show all projects. In all products, these are all the products we have in this server. E products. Okay. So let's say for example, food replicator is the product. This product, what are all the components? Components we can say as modules. Okay. Let's say for example, voice interface is the product module, and then version. So on which build, this is the important. You raise a defect, you have to specify on which build or on which version this defect has been identified. Okay. So and then you have to give the on which OS it has been identified. Okay. So in which browser you got this build. Okay. Fine. Once you identified it, and you have to give the description. What is that build? Okay. Before description, let's say we can say heading or description. Heading is the one-liner. Description is the detailed. Okay. And description you have to specify steps to reproduce. So if a developer wants to rise the same defect, what is the step that he has to follow? Okay, and then after steps to reproduce, he has to give what is expected and actual. What is the expected and what is the actual? You have to give the information. So these two things will be there in the description. Okay. The description you have to give these things, and then to whom you want to assign. Let's say for example, you know the developer, you can assign the developer. If you don't know the developer, whom should we assign? You have to assign. For the developer, there will be a group. You will assign the developer group, or you can assign to their manager. Their manager will assign to the some other, like whoever is appropriate, he will assign it. Okay, so assignment. Assign the user, and then you have to give two things. What is the two things? Priority and severity. So priority and severity is the two things that you have to give. So if you give a priority and severity, someone can always change it. Okay. You thought that this is the high priority but low severity, but developer thinks that it is okay. It's not high priority, but the severity is okay. He can reduce the priority and he can increase the severity, or vice versa. Whatever he wants, he can do it, or someone can do it. Okay, it is not final thing. Okay, so but you have to someone, like most of the interviewers ask, like how do you decide the priority? How do you decide the severity? Okay, you have to study that part. So what is the difference between? It's kind of important question. Okay, so the summary is the heading kind of thing, and description you have to follow all the things. So what is the detailed description? What is the steps to follow? What is the expected and condition and things. Okay, and then attachments. Attachments will be like screenshots or any data that we want to logs files. Log files, that means error messages. All the things have the attachments. Apart from these things, you have severity, hardware, OS, right? So apart from these things, what else you have is, you can say that you can give the resolution also. You can give resolution means what might be the issue. If you follow this one, this can be solution. And the test case ID. What is test case ID? For this defect, which test case has been running. Okay, so and then is it a regression bug or not? Regression bug means like yeah, it was tested already. At that time it was not there, but recently it was spotted. It's a regression. So you can give a lot of options like this. Okay, so state all these things, that should be fine. Okay, whenever someone asks you this. Step to reproduce ante, go to this one, go to that one. Like or else you can say that refer so and so test case. And in the fourth line, like fourth step, the defect has been raised. Okay. So or else temporary reproduce, how to write is open the URL. URL should be open. Application should be open. Login should be open. And click on administrator. It has to redirect to administrator. Click on manage user. Manage user page should be open. Click on create next. It should go to the add user page. There give the user a password and like type your password 2 times with the 8 characters. So expected, it should create the user. Actual, please type minimum 8 characters. So that is the steps to reproduce. Once we do that, we have submit the bug. Here a bug ID will be created. So this is the bug ID, and automatically the mail will be sent to the this one. Okay. So whoever we assigned it. Let's say he is our project manager or test lead, dev lead or dev manager. So he can assign it to the group members. See here you can always edit the assign to QA contact. You can add it your name, like whom should contact, and then URL. So what is the build URL that you worked on, and keywords. Let's say regression, whatever keywords that we have. Depends on. Let's say for example, this defect has to be fixed only. Some other defects have been fixed. Let's say for example, whenever he clicked on next, whenever I clicked on next, there is no page for user manage user page, like our edit, or we got one page, right? Like this page is not coming up because due to some other exception, it is not coming up. I already raised this defect. Which defect? This password defect. So can I fix this defect? Right now I can't fix it till I got this page. Okay, so this A defect is depend upon B defect. Once the B defect is fixed, then only A can be fixed. So like that information can be added over here. Depends on blockers. So if it is blocks on anything, you can specify it here. And then you can add drop down list, you can ID field. Okay, estimations, how much time it will be taken to finish this test case or finish this defect. You can always include these things. Additional comments, whatever comments that you do, you have to add it here. Status confirmed in progress resolved. Confirmed means this is defect. Okay, in progress means okay, we are working on it. Resolved means okay, it is fixed. Fixed, you can say it has also resolved. Okay, so that's what. Once we state it as resolved, they are fixed, invalid, won't fix, duplicate, work for, moved. Works for me is in the dev environment it is working. In test environment it is not working. Developer environment can say like works for me, not work for them. So you don't need to remember all these states. You can always okay. So this is Bugzilla. What you can do is you can search it and you can do other things also. Just leave it right here. So you don't need to worry about it. But you have to worry about life cycle and what are all the things that you have to keep while creating the defects. Okay. Is there any other information that any interviewers seeking?
Environmental issue. The developer logical error.
Okay. If it is an environmental issue, then you have to assign it to the release manager. Like whoever creates that environment, a build in the environment prepare chestar kada, whoever creates the environment, you have to assign it to. Okay, if they are following the same thing, you have to assign it to the. You have to create like if you can able to environment issue lo modify cheste work ayyetaitleite danni cheyali documentation. Give it to the like I'll give it to the people who create the environments. I'll assign it to them. Okay, so it's a specific things. I'll answer cheyalante. It's not common. Fine, that should be fine. So take 5 to 10 minutes break. Then we'll start with the